What is your native planet?
Gallifrey. I am a Time Lord.
My world is called Gallifrey.
Gallifrey? And where's that?
Gone! Ruby, it's gone. It's gone. They died. It was a genocide and they died. So the one that was adopted was the only one left? I am the last of the Time Lords. And I am so glad to be alive.
I lied to you. Because I liked it. I could pretend. Just for a bit, I could imagine they were still alive. Underneath a burnt orange sky. I'm not just a Time Lord. I'm the last of the Time Lords. Tracer Berg was wrong, there's no one else.
What happened?
There was a war. A time war. The last great time war. My people fought a race called the Daleks for the sake of all creation, and they lost. We lost. Everyone lost. They're all gone now. My family. My friend, even that sky. Oh, you should have seen it, that old planet. The second sun would rise in the south and the mountains would shine. The leaves on the trees were silver. When they caught the light every morning, it looked like a forest on fire. When the autumn came, breeze would blow through the branches, it sounded like a song.
Time Lords of Gallifrey, Daleks of Skaro, I serve notice on you all. Too long I have stayed my hand, no more. Today, you leave me no choice. Today, this war will end. No more. No more.
Why does he have to sleep out here?
He doesn't want the others to hear him crying.
Why does he have to cry all the time?
You know why.
There'll be no crying in the army.
Hush.
Don't pretend you're not awake. We're not idiots.
Come and sleep in the house. You don't have to be alone. If you can hear me, you're very welcome in the house with the other boys. I'll leave the door on the latch. Come in any time.
He can't just run away crying all the time if he wants to join the army.
He doesn't want to join the army, I keep telling you.
Well, he's not going to the academy, is he, that boy? He'll never make a Time Lord.
Listen. This is just a dream. But very clever people can hear dreams. So please, just listen. I know you're afraid. But being afraid is all right. Because didn't anybody ever tell you? Fear is a superpower. Fear can make you faster and cleverer and stronger. And one day, you're going to come back to this barn, and on that day, you're going to be very afraid indeed. But that's okay. Because if you're very wise and very strong, fear doesn't have to make you cruel or cowardly.
But all the legends of Gallifrey made it sound so perfect.
Well, perfect to look at, maybe. And it was. It was beautiful. We used to call it the shining world of the Seven System. And on the continent of wild endeavor, in the mountains of solace and solitude, there stood the citadel of the Time Lords. The oldest and most mighty race in the universe. Looking down on the galaxies below. Sworn never to interfere, only to watch. Children of Gallifrey, taken from that family's age of 8, to enter the academy. And some say that's where it all began. When he was a child. That's when the Master saw eternity. As a novice, he was taken for initiation. He stood in front of the untempered schism. It's a gap in the fabric of reality, through which can be seen the whole of the vortex. You stand there, 8 years old, staring at the raw power of time and space, just a child. Some would be inspired. Some would run away. And some would go mad.
Look upon my work, Doctor, and despair. Remember how we used to run through those streets as children? The alleys where we'd hide from the rooster as we skipped classes. All gone now. Come on, ask me why I did this.
Why did you do this?
Not telling you. Oh, crooked smile.
Proud of yourself?
Definitely.
All this death finally made you happy?
Ecstatic.
And has it calmed all the rage?
I don't think anything will ever do that. We're going to take a tour through the capital. Or its ruins, at least. Things I need to show you.
News of the Doctor.
Disappeared, my Lord President.
But we know his intention. He still possesses the moment, and he'll use it to destroy Daleks and Time Lords alike.
The visionary confirms it.
Ending, burning, falling, all of it falling. A black and pitch and screaming fire, so burning.
All of her prophecies say the same. That this is the last day of the Time War. That Gallifrey falls. That we die. Today.
Ending, 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 ending.
Perhaps it's time. This is only the furthest edge of the Time War. But at its heart, millions die every second. lost in bloodlust and insanity, with time itself resurrecting them to find new ways of dying over and over again. A travesty of life. Isn't it better to end it at last?
Thank you for your opinion. I will not die! Do you hear me? 1 billion years of Time Lord history riding on our backs. I will not let this perish. I will not.
Another one. Are you sure the message is from him? Oh, yes. Why would he do that? What's the mad fool talking about now?
Hello. Gallifrey High Command. This is the Doctor speaking. Hello, also the Doctor. Can you hear me?
Also the Doctor. Standing ready.
Dear God, 3 of them. All my worst nightmares at once.
General, we have a plan.
We should point out at this moment it is a fairly terrible plan.
And almost certainly won't work. I was happy with fairly terrible. Sorry, just thinking out loud.
We're flying our 3 TARDISes into your lower atmosphere.
We're positioned at equidistant intervals around the globe.
Equidistant, so grown up.
Just about ready to do it. Ready to do what?
We're going to freeze Gallifrey.
I'm sorry. What?
Using our TARDISes, we're going to freeze Gallifrey in a single moment in time.
You know, like those stasis cubes? Single moment in time held in a parallel pocket universe.
Except we're going to do it to a whole planet.
And all the people on it.
What? Even if that were possible, which it isn't, why would you do such a thing?
Because the alternative is burning.
And I've seen that.
And I never want to see it again.
We'd be lost in another universe. Frozen in a single moment. We'd have nothing.
You would have hope. And right now, that is exactly what you don't have.
It's delusional. The calculations alone would take hundreds of years.
Oh, hundreds and hundreds,
But don't worry. I started a very long time ago.
Calling the War Council of Gallifrey. This is the Doctor.
You might say I've been doing this all my lives.
Good luck.
Stand by.
Ready. Commencing calculation. Soon be there.
Cross the boundaries that divide one universe from another.
Got to lock onto his coordinates.
And for my next trick, I didn't know when I was well off. All 12 of them. No, sir. Ah! All 13! Sir! The Daleks know that something is happening. They're increasing their firepower.
Do it, Doctor. Just do it. Do it.
Okay. Gentlemen, we're ready.
For God's sake, Gallifrey, stand!
Lord President, he's a war hero. Some of these men served with him.
These men serve me! All of you! On my command!
Could I have a lemonade?
Oh, you like a cliffhanger, don't you?
So, you went back to your hometown.
Something like that.
Glasgow.
Well, sort of Glasgow. Space Glasgow.
And there was this gang boss and he wanted to kill you.
Wanted to, yeah.
missed? All of you? Every single one of you? How is that possible? What is it? Is the firing squad afraid of the unarmed man? You, explain.
There was a saying, sir, in the Time War.
A saying?
First thing you notice about the Doctor of War is he's unarmed. For many, it's also the last. I was at Skull Moon, sir.
Is this a story, or did this really happen?
Every story ever told really happened. Stories are what memories go when they're forgotten.
Not one more of your moves. That is an order. The direct order of your president! You leave me no choice. How many regenerations did we grant you? I've got all night. Excellent, General. You sent for reinforcements.
No, he didn't. I did.
The Redeemer! Rassilon the Resurrected! Gallifrey is mine!
Lord President, with respect, get off his planet.
Now, having seen her adopted child regenerate her body, Tecteun, a scientist and explorer, had a new landscape to explore. She dedicated her life to studying her child, detailed every fragment of genetic material. It took her years. Several of the child's regenerations. Tecteun grew older. Her desire to understand became an obsession. She worked tirelessly, endlessly, furiously. She had to crack this code to understand regeneration. And finally, she did. And to prove herself right, she took the ultimate risk. Tested the theory on herself. Put her own life on the line. Spliced into herself the genetic ability to regenerate. I didn't know any of this. Did you know any of this? Nearly there. The planet of Gallifrey evolved. Shobogans grew in knowledge and ability. They built themselves a citadel. They discovered the ability to travel through time as well as space. With Tecteun, they became a self-appointed ruling elite. And Tecteun proposed that the gene splice the ability to regenerate into future generations of Citadel dwellers. It would become the genetic inheritance of them and their descendants. but he would restrict the regenerative process to a maximum of 12 times. The timeless child became the base genetic code for all Gallifreyans within the Citadel, the civilization which renamed themselves with characteristic pomposity, Time Lords. The foundling had become the founder.
No, wait. I remember, I'm with my father. We're lying back in the grass. It's a warm Gallifreyan night.
Gallifreyan?
Gallifrey! Yes, this must be where I live. Now, where is that?
I've never heard of it. What do you remember?
A meteor storm. The sky above us was dancing with lights. Purple, green, brilliant yellow, yes!
What?
These shoes! They fit perfectly, yes.
Well, when I was a little boy, we used to live in a house that was perched halfway up the top of a mountain. And behind our house, there sat under a tree an old man, a hermit, a monk. He lived under this tree for half his lifetime, so they said, and he learned the secret of life. So, when my black day came, I went and asked him to help me.
He told you the secret? And what was it?
Well, I'm coming to that, Jo, in my own time. I'll never forget what it was like up there. All bleak and cold it was. A few bare rocks with some weeds sprouting from them. And some pathetic little patches of sludgy snow. Yes, it was just grey. Grey. Well, the tree the old man sat under, that was ancient and twisted, and the old man himself was as brittle and dry as a leaf in the autumn.
What did he say?
Nothing. Not a word. He just sat there silently, expressionless, and he listened whilst I poured out my troubles to him. I was too unhappy even for tears, I remember. When I'd finished, he lifted a skeletal hand and he pointed. Do you know what he pointed at?
No.
A flower. One of those little weeds. Just like a daisy it was. Well, I looked at it for a moment, and suddenly I saw it through his eyes. It was simply glowing with life, like a perfectly cut jewel. And the colors were deeper and richer than anything you can possibly imagine. Yes, it was the daisiest daisy I'd ever seen.
And that was the secret of life? A daisy? Honestly, Doctor.
Yes, I laughed too when I first heard it. So later I got up and I ran down that mountain and I found that the rocks weren't grey at all. They were red and brown and purple and gold. And those pathetic little patches of sludgy snow, they were shining white in the sunlight. You still frightened, Jo?
No, not as much as I was.
That's good.
Honored members of the Supreme Council, Cardinals, Time Lords, Madam, we are here today to honor the will and the wisdom of Rassilon.
We are near victory.
Is there anyone here to contest the candidate's right to the sash of Rassilon? Is there anyone here to contest the candidate's right to the rod of Rassilon? Is there anyone here to contest the candidate's right to the great key of Rassilon?
By custom, with wisdom, and for honor, I shall strike 3 times. Should no voice be heard by the 3rd stroke, I will, duty-bound, invest the candidate as President of the Supreme Council of the Time Lords of Gallifrey.
Now we have them.
It is my duty and privilege, having the consent of the Time Lords of Gallifrey, to invest you as President of the Supreme Council. Accept, therefore, the sash of Rassilon. Accept, therefore, the rod of Rassilon. Seek, therefore, to find the great key of Rassilon.
We have been cheated. No, all is exactly as expected.
Do you swear to uphold the laws of Gallifrey? I swear. Do you swear to follow in the wisdom of Rassilon? I swear. Do you swear to protect the law and the wisdom? I swear. I invest you, Lord President of the Supreme Council. I wish you good fortune and strength. I give you the Matrix.
The space-time parameters of the Matrix have been invaded by a creature from the antimatter world. We know its composition and how unstable is the magnetism that shields it. The creature must be expelled immediately if we are to avert disaster.
Without knowing its purpose here?
Its presence here must be our first concern. Antimatter cannot coexist in harmony in our universe.
Lord President, this creature is here now because it bonded with me. To do so, it needed something very special. Full and precise details of my biological makeup. Now, I didn't pass this information on. Somebody did. The question is, who?
We considered this, Doctor, but the implications are quite preposterous.
Chancellor, can bonding occur without the full imprint of a so-called bioscan?
Well, not to my knowledge. But the power of this creature is outside the limits of what we know, Doctor.
Lord President, I asked for time to have this fully investigated.
I'm sorry, Doctor, but we must deal with the situation as it exists now. The time factor involved leaves only one course of action open to us. Commander! You know that capital punishment has long been abolished here in Gallifrey. But there is a precedent for a situation like this. Have you nothing further to say, Doctor?
I have a great deal to say.
You can't do this. You must destroy the creature.
Child, you think we have not considered this? The creature is shielded. We have no way of tracing it.
So you're prepared to kill the Doctor?
Commander! Remove the Doctor to the security compound. As soon as the warrant is issued, you will convey him to a place of termination. I'm sorry, Doctor.
No, you can't.
Executing me will not alter the fact there's a traitor at work on Gallifrey.
All my travellings throughout the universe, I have battled against evil, against power-mad conspirators. I should have stayed here. The oldest civilization. Decadent, degenerate, and rotten to the core. Power-mad conspirators, Daleks, Sontarans, Cybermen. They're still in the nursery compared to us. 10 million years of absolute power. That's what it takes to be really corrupt.
Take it easy, Doc.
Doctor, these unseemly outbursts...
Unseemly outbursts? If I hadn't visited Ravelox as I then thought of it, the High Council would have kept this outrage carefully buried, as presumably they have for several centuries.
I must agree.
You have an endearing habit of blundering into these things, Doctor, and the High Council took full advantage of your blunder.
Explain that.
They made a deal with the Valeyard, or as I've always known him, the Doctor, to adjust the evidence. In return for which, he was promised the remainder of the Doctor's regenerations.
This is clear.
Just a minute! Did you call him the Doctor?
There is some evil in all of us, Doctor, even you. The Valeyard is an amalgamation of the darker sides of your nature, somewhere between your 12th and final incarnation. And I may say you do not improve with age.
Runcible, my dear chap, how nice to see you.
Oh, I don't believe we've, Oh, I say, weren't you expelled or something? Some scandal?
Oh, it's all been forgotten about now, boy.
Oh, really? Well, where have you been all these years?
Oh, here and there, you know, round and about.
Oh. So, something the matter?
No, just a twinge in the knee.
Well, if you will lead such a rackety life. Have you had a facelift?
Several so far.
Yes. Well, nice to have met you. I must get on. I'm doing the PR video cast.
Yes, and splendidly too, if I may say so.
Oh, do you think so?
Oh, it's a gift. Somehow you have a wonderful way of making the whole thing come alive.
Oh, it's very nice of you. That's with the President now. He's just arrived at the Panopticon. You sure you're all right? What?
Yes.
Come on, you stupid yoik.
What?
Should be getting a signal from my camera technician up there.
No.
Let me go! A little disturbance here in the Panopticon as the President starts to ascend. Already, the members of the High Council, led by Chancellor Goff, are moving forward to greet his supremacy.
Can't allow it, you know.
The tomb was sealed for the best of reasons.
And as soon as we're back to our own time streams, it must be sealed again. Permanently. Doctor, we need you. Join us. He can't. Some kind of mind lock. Fight it, my boy, fight it! Concentrate. We must be one.
You see, Brucer? Together we're a match for you.
Perhaps, but you will never overcome me.
We don't need to. Soon Chancellor Flavia will be here with her guards. Or can you overcome the whole High Council?
Why not? I am Lord President of Gallifrey, and you are the notorious renegades. We shall see who is believed.
This is the game of Rassilon.
No, wait, my boy. That was the voice of Rassilon. It's out of our hands now.
I am Barusa, Lord President of Gallifrey.
Why have you come here?
I come to claim that which is promised.
You seek immortality?
I do.
Be sure. Be very sure. Even now, it is not too late to turn back.
I am sure.
And these others?
These are my servants.
Is it so?
It most certainly is not.
Don't believe him. It's nonsense. Don't listen to them, Lord Rattalon. President Barusa speaks the truth.
You believe that Barusa deserves the immortality he seeks?
Indeed I do.
He shall have it. Take the ring. You claim immortality, Lord Barusa. You will not turn back?
Never.
Then put on the ring. Others have come to claim immortality through the ages. It was given to them, as it shall be given to you. Your place is prepared, Lord President Barusa.
Oh.
And what of you, doctors? Do you claim immortality too?
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.